Hi everybody, welcome back to Homemade and Homegrown. My name is Tammy for those that don't know me. Today we're in the kitchen. We're going to be canning tomato sauce. So we'll see you soon. So hi, we are making tomato sauce today. We're going to can it. I'm going to walk you through it and have some fun. Get this apron on. There we go. I'm going to do mine a little bit different than maybe most people do. I'm going to be adding celery and my own homegrown green peppers into the recipe. So I'll have to cut them up. Just going to do 4 of them, and then I also have some banana peppers that needs to get into something, so I'm just going to put them in anyway. These aren't hot, so I've got well, I don't know, let's see how many we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess medium size except for that guy. So I'll be cutting those up and throwing them in. And also, I'm not going to be doing too much of the like de-seeding and all that stuff. I will put the tomatoes in some hot water to take care of some of the skins, but we don't really care because I'm going to be putting it in my blender here, and I'm going to blend it all together and then pour it into the jars. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Hope you stick around. So as you can see, I already got chopping on the celery, chopping the green peppers up as well as these banana peppers. I'm going to be adding some sea salt as well as some crushed basil. And actually, I'm not going to be using sugar. Most people use sugar, but I'm going to be using some stevia drops. We try to use less sugar in all of our recipes, but I'm also following a plan that when I get to, like a diet plan, so when I get to use a can, I know that I'm going to be safe to use it with no sugar. So right now, I've got my, because this is going to be hot packed, tomatoes will be hot, so you cannot put hot tomatoes or produce in cold jars. So I've got this on 215, and my jars are inside just to keep warm. And I've already started, because it takes a while to get my water bath canner going. So that's already kind of there, so I'm just going to turn it down to medium because we're not at that step yet. But I wanted to make sure that all this stuff was ready before I got started. The last time I did it, and being on a flat top stove, it took forever for the water to start boiling. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the seeds like I said, so I'm just going to be like loosely chopping these because they will go into the hot sauce and then process in the canner. So they will eventually get cooked. These peppers I grew for the first time. Oh, there's a little blemish there. I won't let that go in. Take that out. Yeah, I grew these in my garden this year. I've never done that. Never grew these type of peppers. And last year I grew some bell peppers, but it didn't work out as well. So this year we're doing a lot better. We're starting out today with probably about, according to that bucket, it says it's 3.5 liters, or gallons, I mean, 3.5 gallons. So That's going to be a lot of tomatoes. This is just going to be the beginning of my tomato prepping, as I will be picking more tomatoes throughout the coming days to make like crushed tomatoes. I'm going to try making salsa this year, and I'm also going to try making ketchup. I've got a lot of plants out there. So, as you can see, I'm just roughly chopping these. No, nothing special here. And again, I'm not worrying about the seeds either. We're okay with that. If you want to sift all this out, you certainly can do that. Okay, there's some of those peppers. Now, I'm just putting them in because I got to do something with them before they go bad. I picked them quite a few days ago. Same with these peppers. A lot of seeds in them, so I'm going to be keeping those seeds for next year, because now they are acclimated to my area. And that's one thing that I'm learning about gardening, is that whenever you grow something, save the seeds from the year, and then that way when you grow them the following year, they're going to flourish because they're going to be acclimated to your area and to your soil. So lots of seeds for me to grow next year. Sounds like that water is getting ready to boil. Okay, as you can see, there's some seeds in this too. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you up here. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut out some of the blemish areas on the tomatoes. You get, you know, like, I'm not going to waste that whole tomato, so I'm just going to cut the top off. It'll be fine. Look, there's nothing wrong with it, the rest of it. So I'm going to be going through the tomatoes, cutting them up, and I will bring you right back. I am so happy with these tomatoes. Barely any blemishes at all. Like, God is so good. I'm sitting here praising Him, thanking Him for the harvest that He's given me this year. I'm in awe. A few more left here. And we'll get putting these guys in the hot water. Now I gotta get some cold water here going, because I will slip some of the seeds off, the skins off. Alright. Just to cool them off once they go in there. So I'm gonna turn this back up. Okay. My head's chopped off. Cheers. Okay, so this is going to start boiling here any second. I'm going to put a few tomatoes in at a time, put them in here, and then they're going to go right into the blender. I'll probably put them back in the pot just to see, like, you know, how thick it is. If I need to, you know, let some of the water evaporate. But the thing is with these tomatoes, I've got Romas and I've got San Marzanos in here. And they are more, well, the San Marzano is more of a paste tomato, so that it doesn't hold a whole lot of water. Neither does the Roma, for that matter. So that's why I don't really think that they're going to need a whole lot of time in the pot to boil down, you know, to get rid of the water. So we'll see how long it takes. Okay, so let's bring it closer. So these will only go in for about a minute. Just enough for the skin to separate. So that'll come back up to a boil here in a second. And what you'll be looking for is the tomato skin, like, cracking. Just putting some ice in here just to make it colder. Okay, so see how the skin That's really hot, but that's how easy it's going to be to remove. So I'm going to pull these out, put them in the cold water. I'm going to put another batch inside. I'll take these skins off. Let me get my little bucket here for my chickens. And I'm just going to slip the skin right off. Ooh, hot stuff. And put the tomato in my blender. See, they're slipping right off, no problem. So I'll continue this process and I will bring you right back. Okay, and I'm just going to put the blender on here. Get them all nicely blended. And I'll pour that back into the pot. That's it. You know what I decided to do also? Just to get these green peppers softened. Put them in with the tomatoes. Let them cook a little bit. It's all being blended together, right? I'm all about making things easier on myself. Okay, now I'm adding the peppers into the blender. We are going to put the lid on this. Okay, so I'm just going to pour it all in here for now so I can make another batch and keep the process going. So when I make this batch, that's when I'm going to add the celery, and I'm going to chop it all together, pour it into the bowl, mix it all up. We're going to put our seasonings in, and then we're going to put it back all in the pot to warm it back up, and then we're going to put them in the jars. Ooh, hot. Okay, we got the celery in. Chop that up in there. We're getting there. Last batch. Okay, so where's my spoon? Now, doesn't this look good? So we've got tomatoes. Sorry about my dog. She's a barkaholic. She's got a problem. Anyway, we got the tomatoes, San Marzano and Romas. We've got green peppers and the rest of my banana peppers. And then some celery. That's all that's in this. So we're going to, this is a pretty good thickness. I'm just going to probably warm it up. Most people, when they do this, they use all kinds of different tomatoes, and it can be a lot more watery than this. So they'll boil it to bring down the water content, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to have to do that as long, but I'm just going to probably warm it up because that's a pretty good thickness. I'm also going to be adding probably 1 or 2 cans of tomato paste. Now, by adding the tomato paste, it does help thicken it so you don't have to boil it as long. So you don't have to do this step at all. Not needed. But I'm just, like I said, I'm all about doing easy. And I don't want to be sitting here on a hot day like it is today over a hot stove for very long. Bring it, sorry. Can't see what I'm doing. that'll just thicken it up a little bit. All right. So as you can see, it's fairly thick as it is. Put that on the stove. That won't take long at all to come to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, I'll just kind of, you want to make sure that you're stirring it too, so it's not scalding down at the bottom. But I have to say, without any seasonings except for the vegetables, that tastes really, really good. Now I can leave it like this and just add some salt, or not. You don't have to add the salt to it. And then you can do your seasoning when you do the cooking. A lot of people tend to do that. But with this batch, I'm going to make actual sauce the way I want it. Yeah, this is really thick. Nice, perfect sauce. So all I'm going to do because of that is I'm just going to heat this up to get it hot and then put them in the hot jars. Okay, so I'm going to start putting the spices in. I forgot to add that I was going to be putting garlic powder, and in the jars I'll be doing a tablespoon of lemon juice. It has to be the bottled lemon juice, not the real lemons. I'm going to start putting the salt, pepper, garlic powder, basil flakes, and a bit of stevia drops, just to sweeten it up a bit. Okay, so we're going to start out with the salt. Salt, I'm probably only going to do a couple tablespoons, because we try not to do too much salt or sugar in our diet here. Two tablespoons of sea salt. Now we're going to do probably the same for the garlic powder, and we'll definitely do a taste test here in a sec. Black pepper. We don't mind black pepper in this house. So let's try a tablespoon. Basil flakes. Fresh crushed basil flakes. Probably do a couple a tablespoon of this. Maybe just one for now. Let me see what that's like first. Okay. Let's get that stirred in. That nice and thick. Okay, and then some drops of liquid stevia. Probably do a whole, if I can get a whole one in. I don't know, it looks like half, so I'm going to do, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 23, 24, that's probably about 25 drops. Now I made this last week and Joe was really happy with how it turned out. So I said, well, I guess I'll make a video and we'll taste it. Oh my God, that's perfect. That's perfect. I am not adjusting that whatsoever. That is perfect. Oh, hubby's gonna love me. Oh, that was perfect. I gotta taste that again. Gotta get another spoon. That is so good. I could keep eating it. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Okay, we're gonna get that in the jars. Yay. I'm happy. Gotta get a couple jars out of the oven. These are really, really hot, so please, please be careful. I actually got these as a freebie. Somebody was getting rid of them. Their mother had passed away and they don't do any canning, so. Okay, so for pint size, you want to use 1 tablespoon. For a quart, you're going to do 2. And I got to get my ladle. Okay, let's get filling these up. You're going to leave a 1/2 inch head space. Get a piece of paper towel, because we have to wipe the rims, make sure there's no food on the top here. Again, be very careful, very hot jars. See, you want to make sure you wipe all that off. We're going to put a top on and a band. Fingertip tight. Don't come aboard it. Don't be, whew. Yeah. Thankfully this is hot. And we're going to start loading them into the pot. Start again. You know, one thing that's awesome also about this is that you know what's in your food. Nowadays we have no idea what they're giving us. Anybody can do this. Grow a few plants, no matter where you're at, in a container, small garden, whatever, and then make your own tomato sauce or crushed tomatoes, whatever it is. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay guys, we've got them all in. And we're going to bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a nice rolling boil, you have to process pints for 35 minutes. And quarts, I believe, 45, let me see. No, 40. If you're under 1,000 feet. Check what your altitude is in your area to see how the processing time would be for you. But mine is less than, I'm under 100, so I'm like 69 feet. So I'm going to be processing these for 35 minutes once it comes to a rolling boil. Okay, we're at a rapid boil, rolling boil. We're going to turn it just a tiny bit down so it's not splashing everywhere because it already started. Anyway, I'm going to put the timer on for 35 minutes. There we go. And we'll be right back. We'll put the lid on. Okay, the timer went off. I'm turning this down because I got another batch to do. So I have to bring these over to my dining table so that they don't get touched by anybody. And my kitchen's a very busy place, so we'll show you what they look like. Oh, that looks good. What do you think? That looks yummy. So I'm gonna go put this on the table. I'll get them all on the table and I'll bring you over. There we go, everyone. Doesn't that look awesome? That's a beautiful sight. Oh, I'm proud of myself. And if you do this, you should be proud of yourself too. So as you can see, it's still kind of bubbling in there. It will be for a while, so this is going to stay out on the table overnight. And I'll take the rings off and store them downstairs. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to carry on and make another batch there and probably pick some more tomatoes starting tomorrow and do it all over again. So thanks for taking the time to watch me can tomato sauce. I don't really do it the conventional way, or not that I don't go by the book, because I do have the Amish cookbook which gave me the instructions, but as for the spices, that's what I mean. I add some of the spices already and they'll be just amazing. So when it comes time to open the can, all those spices will be incorporated and just taste really, really good. So if I find that I need to add anything else while I'm cooking later on, when I do open one of these jars, then I can do it at that time. So yeah. So again, if you haven't done so already and you enjoy the content, be sure to give the video a like and hit subscribe and that notification bell so you don't miss another video that I upload. And I can't grow the channel without your help, so I would really appreciate, that was a ping, I'd really appreciate you sharing our videos on your social medias. That would be awesome. We don't take that for granted whatsoever. We appreciate your support, and couldn't get out there without you. So we'll see you again in the next video. Have yourself a God-blessed week, a God-blessed day, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.